How'd the story change if Naruto had all tailed beasts rather than just the nine tails? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to be exploring today in What If Naruto Had All Tailed Beasts. Let's go. A prophecy came to be that would change the universe forever. An interstellar prophecy. Throughout the galaxy and even the universe, throughout millions, billions of years, generation after generation, through every planet, and on one of those planets, there would be someone strong. Somebody so incomprehensibly strong, they would seem as a king, or god even. They would possess all the abilities from their whole planet, and even more. With incredible intellect and power, they were to bring peace to their planet, as well as neighboring ones. Some thought of this to be a myth, but some, even the most powerful ones, such as the Otsutsuki King, thought of this as destiny. Destiny that one person, someday, could unite the galaxy to bring peace and harmony. This person would be known as Naruto. Naruto, born on the night of the Nine-Tailed attack on Earth. Born to Kushina Uzumaki, the current Nine-Tailed Shinshiriki, as well as Minato Namikaze, the current Hokage, the fourth Hokage. Naruto, however, was not born until after sister, the older twin, named after their grandmother, Mito Uzumaki, the first Nine-Tailed Shinshiriki, and Kushina's mother, as well as the wife of Hashirama Senju, who along with Madara Uchiha created the Leaf Village, and tamed all tailed beasts. But this birth would not be like any other. Naruto, born to this legendary prophecy, was a magnet of power, and in an instant, all tailed beasts spread across the planet, across many ninja nations, felt his power, making them all erupt and making them leave their hosts, an event later called the Time of Beasts. Now free, their spirits wander to Naruto. Merely a baby, yet the spirits of the nine-tailed beasts, except for Kurama, combine and plunge into Naruto's heart, combining their chakra with his own. Minato got a chilling, scary feeling from Naruto. Every trained shinobi cell in his body was telling him to kill Naruto, his second-born son, who was just born moments ago. However, before Minato could even get a chance to think about what was going on, Naruto was snatched from him by a masked man, a supposed Madara Uchiha. Regular events would follow. Minato, after fighting Madara Uchiha, which he had thought would be much stronger, then started going head-to-head against the strongest tailed beasts of them all, the nine-tailed fox. Naruto, however, made the fight more difficult, because now he was crying, which made him automatically let out chakra with an aura, a monster much worse than a nine-tailed. Kurama noticed Naruto too. He knew he would get sealed by the fourth Hokage. He just wanted to ensure that he would be sealed into Naruto, an incredibly powerful baby, just born, which made Kurama believe that he would become a legendary shinobi. When he was sure he was going to be sealed into Naruto, he let it happen and stopped resisting, which allowed Minato to seal the tailed beast without having to sacrifice his life for it, as well as be split in half, yin and yang. Kushina went on to survive this night, becoming the first person to have a tailed beast extracted from her and survive. Minato also survived because he did not suffer any fatal wounds in the fight, and of course Naruto's older sister Mito, who was only born a few moments before him, survived without any injuries as she wasn't involved in any sort of fighting. As soon as Kushina was captured, Minato saved Mito and placed her in their compound. With all this being said and done, Minato told his horror story of that day to some of his close friends, and especially the village elders and the clan heads. The horror story not being that of the Nine-Tails, but of his own son, who seemed to be more of a monster than the actual tailed beast. Kushina had a very hard time being a mother at this point, as she had to look after two children. And not just that, but whenever one of them, this being Naruto, got angry or sad, started crying, or even just threw a fit, massive amounts of chakra would be let loose, resembling that of the Nine-Tailed itself, which scared her every time. She was paralyzed by fear. After about a week of recovering from her injuries, now being a mother and looking after her children, Naruto's aura flipped the switch inside of Kushina. That day, when Naruto cried again, Kushina unconsciously grabbed the kitchen knife that was right beside her. She didn't have negative feelings toward Naruto. She loved him, just like her other child. But for some reason, her body was telling her to kill the second-born, even though he was but a child. The next few days continued, and the same thing happened over and over again. She kept grabbing kitchen knives or sharp objects, and one time even balled her fists, as if about to punch an enemy. She barely slept, as she was afraid of what she would do to her own family, which is the reason she decided not to tell Minato, because she thought she could deal with it herself. After a few days of this, she was currently in the kitchen, making lunch, and it happened once more. But this time, she did indeed cut Naruto's arm, in one line, with a sharp, silver kitchen knife. At the appearance of blood, Kushina passed out from shock. After about 15 minutes, she regained consciousness again, and rushed Naruto to a hospital. He was going to be fine, but she didn't know that. And what she didn't know was the only thing keeping Naruto alive for those 15 minutes, whilst his arm is cut open, are the tailed beasts using their chakra to heal Naruto. Their Jinchuriki. The ultimate Jinchuriki. That same day, the tailed beasts talked to Naruto for the first time. He could see them all, but only one of them was in a cage. That was the fox, the one with 9 fluffy-looking tails. The tailed beasts started introducing themselves and showing some of their abilities to Naruto, and somehow he understood what they were saying. Even though he is a baby and obviously can't talk or understand any actual human language, he somehow understood what the tailed beast told him, and even just then started to build a bond with them. Now, quick PSA, I'm gonna have to say this, but the 10 tails obviously does not form here. You need a Geto statue for that, and there's the 9 tailed beasts here. Sure, but you still need a Geto statue. There have been many occurrences where the tailed beasts have been together, such as when they were first made, but they still need a Geto statue to be combined. Just a quick warning. So, no, he's not the tailed beasts Jinchuriki of the 10 tails, rather that of all of the tailed beasts. The tailed beasts were going in order of tails, so Kurama, the one in the cage, the 9 tails, was last. He introduced himself, but before he was finished talking, Naruto crawled onto his paw and cuddled himself to sleep. This was completely unexpected, and tailed beasts like Shukaku made fun of Kurama for this, as he was seen as a pride, majestic, pale beast, and now there's a human child on his paw, sleeping peacefully. But he held himself back. Sure, he said a few mean things, but that was it. Number 1, he didn't want to start beef with other tailed beasts, and number 2, it was just not the time or place. Especially with the child here. Kurama and Shukaku had a rivalry, sure, but they both still respected lives, and weren't stupid. Kurama was mocked a little bit by the other tailed beasts for letting a human child sleep on his paw, but he actually enjoyed it a lot. Kurama hasn't felt real love or compassion from any human in a long time. Ever since Hagoromo, basically. So this is really refreshing, and made him gain a new appreciation for humans, at least this one. Naruto then came back to the human world as he was just daydreaming, though somehow he knew that it was kind of real, and it was assured by the 9 voices in his head, each belonging to one of the tailed beasts previously presented. But as you'd expect, Shukaku was the loudest. When Minato found out about the incident that had occurred that day, he was furious. Not at Kushina for almost killing her son, but Minato was actually angry at Naruto? A baby who had somehow made his wife to do something she would never have. Naruto was making Kushina go mad. Ever since the night of the Nine-Tails attack, he himself was a little bit uneasy. He multiple times felt this aura around Naruto. The presence of power. Was that what made Kushina do this? Minato knew something had to be done about Naruto because it was not safe for anyone to handle him. as Kushina is not a weak person. She's a powerful Jonin. And it was at this point that many rumors started to pass around. First, only through Kushina's friend group. Then, more and more people started to know about this. Just that it wasn't really a rumor. Naruto had truly made Kushina, a powerful shinobi and the Hokage's wife, become mad, though she did recover. She didn't take any long-term psychological damage though. She was a little bit afraid Naruto, though she wanted to see him again, to truly be able to apologize since she hasn't seen him for a while. I say a while, but it was really a day, ever since the incident occurred. Minato, along with the council clan heads and of course his wife, came to the conclusion that Naruto should be left in the forest of death on his own. There was nothing they could do. It was bad, sure, but no one was able to be around him without turning mad. Kushina was powerful, and if she almost tried to hurt the baby, then how could anyone in the orphanage or adoptive parents or anything raise Naruto? It'd be impossible. He was gonna be sent off to the forest of death, to either fight for survival or die. Either one was fine, though he should be far away from any human, and perhaps it was even better to send him off away from the village, but for now, he'd be left alone in the forest of death. Without anyone knowing, the tailed beast taught him many things. About language, even how to write, as well as shinobi history. Each tailed beast being able to give us some form of insight from their perspective, regions, clans, and villages, as well as Kurama being able to give a lot of insight on the village's foundings, Madara Uchiha, and the first Hokage, since Kurama was a main weapon in many of their fights back in the day, as well as Hashirama's wife's Jinchuriki. Well, tailed beast of the Jinchuriki. Naruto's intellect grew day after day, and he became smarter than anyone his age would be even in the village among the actual humans. Naruto also learned some shinobi skills such as theory, tactics, and even by carving his own kunai out of wood, he was able to practice some shinobi tactics and just basic kunai training, with throwing, slicing, and many of those things. He was also pushed to the limits physically. He had to do 100 push-ups a day, a kilometer run, and much more to build up muscle. To be truly the strongest, the tailed beast didn't let him get a moment of rest, and even when he was sleeping, he was practicing in the mindscape. Anything, even if it was just learning by talking with the other tailed beasts. He was really smart. Someone whose intellect could even rival that of the Naras, believed to be the smartest family and clan in the world. Naruto could become even smarter than them, soon by the age of 3 years old. Naruto was able to do some hand seals, which could allow him to use his first types of jutsu, even if it was very weak ones. At the age of 4, he was able to use at least some of each of the tailed beast's ability, such as acid, fire, rock, air, and so on, and even tried to control some of their chakra, such as Kurama was a prime example of giving his hosts chakra, since Kurama didn't have a fancy special ability or jutsus. His main focus was sheer strength and chakra, and he did indeed do that. He had a massive amount of chakra, and a good chakra control too. If Naruto ever needed to learn anything about control, Kurama was the one to talk to. Shukaku was the one beast that didn't offer up truly everything he had, though he did get more lenient and more lovable to Naruto, especially when it was only them two talking. Naruto built up relationships with each one of the tailed beasts, better than even Hashirama could. He was truly like the son of Hagoromo, since all the tailed beasts were practically children of Hagoromo. Naruto was like their brother, and they never had a human brother. But that's gonna be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!